The finals just had its brand new Season 5 reveal, and I have some exclusive info where I had an interview with the developers and community managers. I'm going to walk you guys through the entire blog and several features and information that was not detailed in this, where they have allowed me to bring that to you guys. So this is first-hand information and very exclusive. Of course, we'll end on some community notes, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. Okay, so first up, we did have that Season 5 teaser. If you haven't seen that already, I'll play it for you very quickly.
Something's in the air, contestants. Are you ready for what's next?
Jumping back to it with that teaser information, and what we have here on the blog post for introducing Season 5, where I'll deep dive into this step by step. So first up here, they mentioned that the Season 5 of the finals is launching on December 12th. Do remember here that on December 9th, I'm going to be live streaming the exclusive preview event. At least I do believe I'm more than likely in that, as I am now officially partnered with Embark in the finals. Moving on though, they do mention here that they are celebrating the incredible 1 year. Now here's our first notable thing here is that they are going to be celebrating that 1 year anniversary. If we jump over, we do have a post here by Oscar, who goes on here to say that on Saturday the 7th at 10 a.m. CST, 11 a.m. EST, and that is 8 a.m. PST, they're going to be doing a live stream to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. They did also mention this during the developer interview, where they said they will be celebrating some stuff with the 1 year anniversary, and there will be a lot of things to come with that. So I imagine more LTM modes or things of that nature. However, that's not totally confirmed, but there was a lot of stuff that they did mention with the 1 year anniversary. Now they mentioned here that Season 4 was a love letter to the community, bringing back that ranked tournament and launching Fortune Stadium. They're doubling down on everything that makes the finals unique, and they're looking forward to this next year. Of course, the most massive news here is this little infograph showcasing everything. As I went over already, they're celebrating the 1 year anniversary. However, some of the more notable details here is they have this launching on PlayStation 4. Now, I actually did get to see a tiny snippet of it playing on PS4. Of course, I couldn't see a total gameplay session of it, but it was a very small snippet. It seemed to be running perfectly fine, although more than likely 30 FPS for sure. I doubt it's going to be getting any more than that. They did actually showcase off the Heavy's shield during this. The effects of the shield were very toned down, so you could definitely tell those were a little bit more translucent, and you could tell that the effects overall with that shield were just not up to par or what of the release is currently. So effects have definitely been toned down, including fire, although it's the same destruction and everything else. As I said, it definitely looked like 30 FPS tops. Huge thing to note here with Season 5, we are actually getting the launch of clubs. Now, I went over this in my theories video, but I legitimately didn't know anything. That's why I wanted to put that video out so soon. Before they actually told me anything officially, I wanted it out. Although I did point to Oscar's stuff and him kind of hinting at it. But overall, I was right. They are launching clubs this season. There is some notable stuff here they didn't cover in the blog, which I'm very surprised about. So with clubs overall and in the club section here, they do mention that there is going to be a club bonus XP and fans for competing as a team. The club wall will showcase your latest in-game activities where you can join the chat, and you even have team up requests where you can find teammates, which are really cool for those modes, or just finding players in general. However, there's some stuff they didn't cover on the blog post here. If you notice here, there is even a timer for player activities. You can see people in their parties and how many players they have within that party. You can actively join members who do have this turned on. And again, you can see how long, I believe, either they've been in the activity or how long that activity has left. Don't remember for sure. I wasn't allowed to record everything, so I kind of just had to take a little bit of notes. They also mentioned this huge detail to me. There is going to be a 50 member cap. Again, not listed here under any of the club section stuff. I'm super surprised about, so you will be able to have 50 teammates and 50 club members. There's also only able to be one owner overall. That owner will, of course, have all the features they can use in their arsenal. However, again, they can only have one owner total. There will be an additional 2 club managers. Those managers can then assign different roles, which they can assign to 2 club scouts. Those 2 club scouts can actually invite people to the club. So again, 1 club owner, 2 club managers, and 2 club scouts. Of course, the owner and the managers can invite people, but so can the club scouts. So that is the hierarchy and rating there. After that, everybody else is just considered a member. Now, they didn't confirm this 100%, but you should be able to join multiple clubs. Although they did say they had to get back to us on that. That is not 100% confirmed here. I don't know that for a fact, but that is something they discussed. So absolutely huge for clubs. Also, they do mention one last notable here is that your activities and messages will be saved for 30 days. So anything you chat in there or talk about, that will be saved and will be there for you to go through. This is really cool. This is a feature that I've been highly requesting, and I'm so glad they're adding it. Moving on from clubs though, of course it wouldn't be a new season without sponsors, and they do list out the sponsored tracks here. Now this is something they wanted me to not touch upon a ton, as they wanted it to be more of a surprise for you guys. I will say there's some really cool stuff down the line with sponsors. There was some stuff they showcased to me that looked absolutely incredible. So you will see this in the future. This will be there soon, so definitely look out for that eventually. Again, I wish I could showcase and tell you guys about it, but I would get really amped for that overall. And they do mention here, of course, the new seasonal content. Now they did showcase to me the entire battle pass, all the way through, all the way from level 1, all the way to the ending. However, they did this very quickly. They didn't showcase everything to me. So they did do it a bit faster overall, and they didn't really showcase all the rewards to me, just kind of the ending ones. I will say you guys are going to be really hyped for this battle pass. Again, with the cosmetic stuff and the sponsor stuff, they wanted me to be a little bit less talkative about, or at least kind of showcase to you guys, as they don't want me to spoil anything for you guys there. They want you to go through that and kind of be amped for that when it does launch. I think you guys will be really excited with this battle pass. I'm super hyped for it. There was some really cool dynamic outfits in there and a lot of cosmetics. So do be prepared for that. There was a ton showcased there. They did showcase off a few of those during the little teaser trailer. Again, I can't say which is there, but there is a few in that teaser trailer if you can guess. I do want to kind of preserve what Embark told me, so if you can get the grasp overall, you'll figure it out. Now, as they mentioned here, there are some new things in the arsenal. There is 2 brand new weapons, the Shack 50 and the Cerebus 12GA. The Shack 50 is a heavy-hitting rifle for the heavy that fires 2 bullets per shot, delivering immense stopping power with each pull of the trigger. Weirdly enough, this thing shot more like an AR overall, so when they say 2 bullets per shot, it kind of looked like an assault rifle. The fire rate was very, very fast. I think you guys are going to like this one. It really looked between a FAMAS and maybe kind of like the FCAR a bit, I would say. Seemed like a mix between those both there, but it did have that 2-round burst. Again, overall, it looked like the fire rate was super fast, so it might more so be like an assault rifle and less so like a burst fire weapon. It looked like it did a lot of damage. I know Heavy is really going to like this weapon. Next up, we do have that Cerebus 12GA. Now, as they do mention here, it is a break action triple shotgun for the medium, loaded with incendiary rounds that can set both contestants and their environment ablaze. This is actually an area effect weapon. They did showcase this where even when they shot the ground, it actually did damage to contestants still. It lit them on fire as well. Now this is kind of the first elemental type weapon that does that area effect damage like that. Very, very unique overall. I know you guys are really going to like this weapon as well. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, Light does not get a weapon this time around. Although they did mention that there are a lot of weapons that are getting sights. Now this wasn't documented in the blog overall. They didn't talk about new sights for different weapons, but I can confirm and tell you that I did see the 9-3R did have a red dot sight on it. I don't remember all the weapons they showcased with it, but that one for sure had a red dot sight. Also, it wouldn't be a season without either new gadgets or specializations. They have 2 different ones here. The first one is a Gravity Vortex. This is a deployable gadget for the Light with a remote trigger that creates a local singularity that pulls in everything around it, including objectives, players, and even objects. The best example I could think about this is Zarya's ability from Overwatch. If you ever played that game, it like pulls people into this kind of circular section, and it will kind of continuously be revolved around this, kind of like a black hole. So that is very cool there. They were also asked during this developer live stream if you were able to turn it off. They unfortunately didn't answer that, at least as far as my knowledge. So we do not currently know if they can turn it off or Light will be able to turn it off. My guess is more than likely not, but it was a remote trigger, so maybe. Now there is another gadget here called the Lockbolt Launcher. That is a gadget for Heavy that shoots an anchor into the environment that captures and holds up to 3 targets. Players are still able to move when they are anchored, but they won't get far. This was a really cool ability to see. It was kind of like the Winch Claw, but you're tethered to it kind of like a glitch mine or a glitch trap, where essentially it shows you the tether line. You'll have a bunch of chains on your screen, kind of like the Winch Claw, and you can move around, but you won't get far. As they say, you'll be locked to it and be locked to that position. It is insane to see in action. This was really cool. This kind of reminds me of Orisa's ability from Overwatch. Although it didn't pull enemies in, it kind of just kept them tethered to a certain location. So essentially there was like a max distance range around in a circle that you could walk around, and you weren't able to exit that location or that circle. Now it's not defined to you. It didn't look like it was showcased where that circle does end or where the kind of extension point ends, but you will have chains on your screen visually, and in order to stop that, you will need to break the device that's controlling that. That was a super cool ability to see, definitely dynamic and unique for the final. Now, last up here, they do mention there's going to be more ways to play. Of course, with Season 5, we are getting the new map, Burnout, Mexico. Now, from what I can tell you, they didn't showcase to me a lot of this map. I only saw very small snippets of these buildings that you kind of even see from the infograph. It looked really cool overall. Kind of does remind me of Monaco. I would say that's the closest impression I got of it so far. Again, I didn't see a ton of this new map, so I can't really define that to you a whole lot. But it did look really cool overall. A lot of the buildings were very dynamic and unique. I still don't know if it's rotating or not. They didn't show that enough. They only showed the streets of it. So it's really just this side of the buildings and the streets overall. Notable though, they do mention that all of the maps are getting refreshed. This was not in the blog overall, but they are refreshing all of the maps. Essentially what we saw with Fortune Stadium and the map coloring being changed, that's gonna happen on all of the maps. So all the maps are getting a new look with their paint jobs, and they will have more sponsor logos around the arenas. That was really cool to see and actually changed the map quite a bit, or at least how they look overall. Last up here, we do have those more ways to play, or LTMs. Now they do mention here there was the Snowball Blitz LTM. That's going to be a holiday event or a limited time event with a 5v5 snowball fight. Again, nothing too crazy there, but we should see more LTMs in the future. They also did showcase this feature with the updates to Quick Cache. They're introducing wave respawns that reduce long spawn times. I believe they mentioned this for every playlist, but overall they are going to be doing that, at least here what it says for Quick Cache. I thought they meant for every single playlist and every single game mode, but maybe it is just specific for Quick Cache. They showcased the wave respawning and at least a little infograph. It was kind of cool to see the back end there. And then finally, they are bringing that jukebox feature to the finals, where you can select any music at all that was released through year 1. That was very, very cool to see. Last up here, they did mention private matches a tiny bit. They said that private matches are going to be getting an overhaul in Season 6. If you're expecting anything for private matches, you're not going to be getting that this season. But with Season 6, you're going to get a massive overhaul with private matches, and there's going to be a streamer mode. So both of those things are coming with Season 6. Overall, that's what I covered for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.